Hello, we're Magic Light Productions and welcome to our online puppet making workshop. Today we'll be showing you how to make your very own puppet. Just like this one. And then you can perform with them at home and hopefully have lots of fun. Enjoy!
Right, what you need to do to start off making a sock puppet is you have to get hold of a sock. So I've got a sock here. Now the thing is, you must make sure that nobody's wearing it or it's not a smelly one. It's a nice clean one, but normally when you get a hole in one, there's normally a spare one. So we're going to use this one. Now the other thing we need is we need a cardboard piece to go in the mouth, and we'll also need a bit of felt. But before we do, take a pair of scissors and very carefully with an adult, just cut about that much off the end. That's about an inch. Okay, so that's cut off the end. You might be able to use that for ears or something afterwards, so we'll keep that safe and might be able to add it to it. So now we've got the sock body, we need to get a piece of card to go in the mouth. I've got two templates that I use for cards because we make a lot of these puppets, you see, so we use we keep a pattern. But if you want to make a piece of card, what you'll need to do is the measurement across here is 11 centimetres and the measurement across here is 8 centimetres. So obviously measure that out with a ruler on a piece of card. There's a ruler over here, so you'll be measuring your 8 centimetres there and your 11 centimetres there, and then just round it off until you end up with a shape like that. So when you've got your shape, I'll just draw this one on here from the template like this. There we are. Like that. Then very carefully with a pair of scissors, you're going to cut around the outside. There we are, just like that. So that's going to be the structure that goes inside the mouth to make it nice and stiff. So that's the card for the mouth, and that will go inside here. The other thing you'll need, and you might as well do this before you glue it all together, is you'll need a felt insert to cover the inside of the mouth. So that is another template which I've made that I use, and that one is 9 centimetres by 7 centimetres. And so on another piece of card, on a piece of felt, measure across with your ruler 7 centimetres and put a dot on the material. Then it can be paper, it can be felt, it can be funny foam or anything, but it's going to be the cover that goes inside the mouth. So you've got 9 centimetres there, your dot, and you put your dots there, and then once again you round it off like that. And I'm going to use the template because we've already done it. Also, the good thing is if you're going to make a lot of these, try to save material by moving it to a corner so so you don't have a lot of wastage afterwards. So you draw that round there like that. That's going to be the inside of the mouth, and this one's going to be red. Or you could have a purple inside like that. We're going to use the purple one for this one because this particular puppet is going to have a red tongue. So that goes like that. Then we need to cut that very carefully out. Now, as I say, if you're going to make these quite often, it is handy to make a template because it's a lot easier just to draw around something. Because you might want to make more than one character for your show, and so it make it easier for you to use a template. So there we are, we trimmed that right round there. That's the insert for the mouth, and you'll see what that's for in just a moment. So there we go. And it's always handy so that you can keep some of these bits and pieces because you might be able to trim them off or use them as a tooth, so we'll save all those bits. Now, got that cut out, make sure it's nice and smooth, not too rough. That's it, that's nice and smooth there. Now, take your sock and you're going to put the card inside. Now make sure that when you put your hand in, the heel part ends up on the back of your hand here, okay? So that's there, like that. And then you're going to put the card into the mouth like that. There we are. Pull my hand back out, and that leaves it looking like this. Now what you can do pull it as far as you can to the edges, because the socks have minds of their own when they're elastic. There we are. And then you get a glue gun and very, very carefully just put a little bit of glue around the inside edge there. Be careful not to burn your hands. And that's like that. And then that gets pressed when it's cooled down. I'll put a little bit more there because that bit's a bit loose. Doesn't matter what that looks like, it just has to be anchored firmly so it doesn't come off. So that's done. And that's the idea of this. This piece goes in over the top like that, and that makes it all nice and neat, doesn't it? So that bit will be glued in. If you've drawn around the material with a black marker pen, sometimes it leaves a black edge on it, so it's a good idea to turn it over the other way and use the clean side. So as you can see, that's got no black marker pen on the edge. And then put the glue around right round the very edge of that piece of material. Be careful not to burn your finger. We'll need to be putting some there, and also a little bit like that. There we go. And that will then drop flat on top of there, slide it into position to get it in the right place. So it should look like an O, like that. So when that's dried, you can now bend it in half. And that gives a nice clean edge inside there, and the felt looks nice. Let it cool down, which it has now. You can put your hand back in, and you've therefore formed a very similar face to Kermit, actually, because that's the same. He's actually a green sock puppet, and that's what you've made. So that's your mouth, and this is where your eyes are going to go, and the tongue and everything goes inside here. One thing we're going to do now is we're going to add the eyes to it. Now the eyes, because you're going to be looking forward, lots of people tend to stick the eyes on, and then when they put their hand in, the eyes are looking upwards like this. So what you need to be doing is getting the eyes to be looking forward, because when you're working your puppet, you want the eyes to be looking at the audience, you see. So to make the eyes, we've got some eyes over here. These are ones you can get in a craft shop, but you don't have to use these. But if I just stuck those on like that, yes, it'd look all right, but it would be looking upwards. So what I want to do is I want to make it so it's looking forwards. So I'm going to use these two polystyrene balls. But I mean, if you haven't got polystyrene balls at home, you could always use some cotton wool balls. You can roll some cotton wool up, you can roll some paper up, you could roll some tin foil up, or you could even get a ping pong ball and cut it in half and glue the two halves on, or you can even glue pom-poms on. You can always find something to stick on to make eyes. So looking at that now, I think the eyes for this one should go about here. Now this is where you have to be extremely careful, because we're going to put them there. Now what we're going to do, we need to put the glue on them, but I'm going to put glue on them now on these polystyrene balls. Then I'm going to let it cool down a little bit before I stick it onto the glove, because my hand's inside, you see, it can burn your hand through the sock, so you have to be very, very careful. We put a bit of glue on there, and it's now having a chance to cool down a little bit. There we are. Put your hand back in the sock, like that. And then when the glue's cooled down a little bit, yep, that's it, you can stick that onto the top of there like that. Because as I said before, if you do it and it's too hot and you press it, the glue can go through the material and it can end up burning your skin underneath, so you have to be very careful about that. Let the glue cool down. So there's the eye sockets. So now we're going to be gluing on the eyes onto the front there. So with the glue gun, put a bit of glue there and a bit of glue there, and don't worry if you get any little bits of glue all over coming off and spindly bits, because you can pull all that off afterwards when it's cooled down. So there we go, you put the eyes on there and the eyes on there. If you want to, oops, there's some more glue on, there we are, is it there? Now there's one thing you can do. If you want to, you can get some felt and you can glue it over the top halfway on the ball you stick on, and that makes it look like an eyelid. So you can do that. You can put a piece of purple over it halfway and leave that white, that purple, and put a little black piece of material, like a little slither or or a bit of a pipe cleaner or something in black to make like an eyelash, or you could put black feathers behind the eyes and make them look like eyelashes, feathery eyelashes. But that's this one for now. We're going to leave it like that. Okay, so that's looking up like this. Now we need to make a nice tongue to go inside it. I think we might have to glue that one back on a little bit more glue. It's coming off there. There we are, so we'll leave that on the table there. And we need to make a tongue, which is why I decided to put the mouth purple, because we're going to have a red tongue. The tongue, you can make any shape you want. I'm going to make like a heart-shaped tongue. I'll show you what that's like in a second. But you could use a tongue like that if you wanted to. So you've got like a snake's tongue coming out, and it can come out the middle like this, or it could come out the side like that. It adds a little bit of character to your puppet, so it's dependable on what sort of puppet you want. If it's a comedy puppet, it's normally funny to do it to the side like that, but if it's a snake, it can be in the middle like that. So I'm going to put a heart-shaped one in here. So I'll just draw on here a heart shape like that. That might be a little bit too big, but there we are. We'll cut that out and see. We cut it out like this and like this, and we cut the heart shape out very, very carefully. If you're not very good with scissors, you need to ask your parents or any adult that's with you to do the cutting out for you. I'm sure they'll help you with it. There we are, and to cut that out, and that's a heart shape. Now, because you can see the black pen round it, like I said before, it's best to glue it on that way round, and then it's nice and neat and not got any black pen on the edge. Let's see what that looks like. Yep, that's perfect. That's going to be a perfect size for in there. So what we do, put a little bit of glue on there just to make it stick it in. Careful not to burn your fingers again. And that sticks in at the bottom there, making the tongue. Now what we normally do when we make these puppets is to make the tongue look a little bit more 3D. We get a marker pen and we put a line, but not a straight line, a curved line that comes round from here to there like that. That just makes the mouth and the tongue look 3D. So that's it really, that's your basic sock puppet. And if you wanted to then add on any extra bits and pieces, you can put on, you can maybe put some fur on for hair like that. You could have pink hair on it, which I might do on this one. Or you could maybe use some wool. You can use wool, stick bits of wool over the top of it like that. Or you could give it a beard. Put a beard on it with a bit of wool. Or as I say, you could use this as a beard if you wanted to. You can do anything you want with it. Once you've basically got this, you can make it into any character you want. And as Libby showed you before, here's one we made earlier, and this one was a dragon puppet we made to show someone in a school. So we've got a dragon puppet there, and as you can see on that one, we've put feathers behind the eyes. I did half cover the balls for the eyelids. We've used ears. We've used the material we cut off to make ears. We've got nostrils on it, and that one's got like a dragon's tongue because it's a dragon. And on the front here with a black marker pen, permanent pen, you can draw the front of the dragon on as well. So there we are. So what I might do on this one, just to finish off, I might stick a nose on it. So if you could have a pom-pom for a nose or a bit of cotton wool for a nose like that. But I think I might stick on a purple pom-pom on the front there. So a blob of glue on there. And there we have it, that's our puppet. The Purple Phantom. So, your puppets are finished. They're completely finished, and there's your characters. Now, the thing we need to invent a character and a personality for them, don't we? And possibly a name too. So, put your scissors safely away. Switch your glue gun off so you don't burn yourself or anybody else. Put that nice and safe over there. And now we've got these two puppets. We have to think of names and personalities and things for them. And Libby's actually come up with this Magic Light Puppet certificate. And on it, it says, my puppet's name is, write your name on it, favourite food, favourite colour, and my puppet lives. And my puppet was created by, you put your name in there, and my puppet's birthday is on, and you put the date that you made it on. Now the thing is, we can't give you any of these, but you could make some of these yourself. So if you take a close look at it, maybe you could draw one on a piece of paper and use all the questions. So don't forget my puppet's name is, fun facts about my puppet, favourite food, favourite colour, My Puppet Lives. You can draw a picture of your puppet in a circle over on the side, and then My Puppet was created by, and you put your name there. And my puppet's birthday is the day you made it on. So enjoy making your puppets.
So now you've got your very own puppet character.
Yeah, we have.
And you can have lots of fun with them at home and do your very own puppet shows. Why not share your pictures and videos with us? We'd love to see them. Our Facebook page is Magic Light Productions. Our Twitter is @MagicLightProds, Prods. And our Instagram is Magic Light Productions. So have lots of fun. Thanks for watching and bye for now.